Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku daily analysis for gold for Monday, February the 22nd, 2010. Well, another indecisive type candle where we have a relatively small body with a fairly large shadow on either end, and that's a spinning top type candle which denotes indecision. This candle is red in colour and fairly small, so it means that in the battle between the bulls and the bears, between the open and the close, the bears did win this battle. The sellers made a small amount of net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close. The first time frame uptrend that we noted the market was in previously has continued with a higher high and a higher low, and there is potential for that to continue to the upside. Interestingly though, the market has found resistance once again at the cloud or the Kumo. Now this resistance is being offered by the cloud in theory should be quite weak because the cloud here is quite thin, and the strength of the resistance offered by the cloud is usually measured by the distance between the two indicators that make up the cloud. So obviously if the market's trading up within an area here, for example, to the right hand side, which is quite large, there is potential for the market to find support or resistance anywhere within this region. So obviously where the cloud is thin, the potential for resistance or support, in this case resistance, is quite small. Having said that though, we can see how the market's behaving around here. The cloud was tested on a previous occasion back here, and then on 1, 2, 3, 4 candles the market has tested the cloud and there's been downside price rejection. Any break above this cloud will be quite significant for this market now. It's been tested on 4 occasions. If we do have a solid break, and if it's a very bullish close, then there is potential for a decent appreciation in this market. Having said that though, we shouldn't preempt what the market's going to do. The market is still trading down below the cloud. We need to bear that in mind. And in the longer term time frame, the market has a bearish bias still, although trading very close to the cloud, so it's almost neutral as well. The market is, however, trading up above the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen, and that tells us that in the fast time frame and the medium term time frame, the market has a positive bias. The market is bullish. So that means that the market is trying to build some good momentum to actually take out the cloud, and we can see here that it potentially, if we do take it out, it could be significant, because the more times that an area of resistance is tested, the more significant the time when it actually does break out to the upside. We have had a crossover of the two indicators, the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen, and the Tenkan Sen is now above the Kijun Sen, which means that we have a bullish indication, we have a bullish signal, a signal to go long. Having said that though, the crossover occurred below the cloud, so that is one of the weakest signals that we can have. If that crossover occurred above the cloud, we could be much more confident of the market going on with the move. If the crossover occurred within the cloud, then it's a neutral signal, but certainly not as strong as the crossover above, but stronger than the one below. So this is the weakest type of signal that we can have. That doesn't mean that we ignore the signal. It depends on your appetite for risk. Obviously, there is a greater possibility of success if the crossover is above the cloud. This is the least probability of success, but for those traders who are willing to take on more risk, then they may be prepared to take a trade based on this. Having said that though, certainly you wouldn't take a trade or go long when the market's trading down below the cloud and finding resistance at the cloud. So one would be waiting for the cloud to be taken out with a solid bullish close. If the market does come off, then there is potential support down around the 1100 region, where we've seen on the previous 2 trading days the market found support down around there, and there's good evidence for strong support there. Certainly at the Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen, which is at 1095 and 1096, just below that area, there's strong potential as well, and certainly below down to through 1080 down to 1066, and then even down to 1045. There's strong potential for support. To the upside though, if the market does take out the cloud, then certainly the 1150 region up to the swing high here around 1165 has the potential to offer resistance, but above that, not much resistance. And if the market can take out that area, trade up above there, then there's a strong likelihood that the market may trade up to around 1200. But we don't want to preempt the market. We just need to read what the market's telling us. And in this case, the market's looking very indecisive as it's interacting with this resistance. And we need to wait and see how this market develops, if we have a bullish breakout or there is potential for the bearish breakout to the downside below the 1100.